Hello Edgies, welcome and thank you for watching the replay. Today we are answering the question, what do I do? If you have answers, hi Jules, then definitely go to boxedge.org and give me your answers. So, first off, if you are in here, tell me what your answer to the question, what do I do, would be. And I know, like, every time you're like, well, that depends, and so just give me whatever you think, and I'll color in some orange while I'm reading your response. Where's the orange gonna go? The orange is gonna go with the dots. So what do you do, Jules? And if you're watching this on replay, then tweet me your answer at box_edge. And I always read them and I always appreciate them whenever people share with me about their life. Hopefully you're typing. But if not, you get to watch me color for a couple minutes. This is probably not good of me because of the fact that I'm trying to recover. You make stuff all the time. You teach yoga and watch Periscope, spaghetti. I didn't know there was a spaghetti emoji. I love spaghetti. And what do you make usually? What type of stuff do you make? And that's so funny that you say that because I actually did write out my answers today because I was really... You make spaghetti? Well, that makes sense. Do you make, like, handmade spaghetti or, like, just cook spaghetti? You're over making food. I like regular spaghetti, but what's so weird is that typically I like spaghetti reheated more than whenever it's fresh, if it's just like kind of plain. I don't know why. People kind of find that weird, but I like it. So, what type of food do you love making other than spaghetti? Yeah, I don't know what it is about that phenomenon. Hello, welcome. We're in here right now talking about what do you do? So I'd love to hear from you. And then I'll give you my talk. I like to ask you first to see what your first reaction is, though, so I don't fill your brain with ideas. I think the flavor mix is better over time, and especially tomatoes. That probably makes a lot of sense. Kind of like fermenting in it or something. Hi, Savvy. What do you do, Savvy? And what is your name? About to give you the quote of the day. And the question of the day is, what do I do? So I love to hear your answer first. Oh, what I was saying is, like, this might not be very good for my recovering perfectionism because I have literally gone on the color wheel and done, like, purple, opposite color, yellow on the outside, green, opposite color, red on the outside, orange, opposite color, blue on the inside. And I can't, like, not do it. I don't know how. Hi, Arlen. Yeah. Man, I mean, maybe I'll get away from the color wheel soon, but right now I'm still struggling with that perfectionism. Hello, Nikki. So today's question is, what do I do? And as you are typing up your answers, thank you for inviting your followers. I hope others want to have a thought-provoking talk like we do. Hi, Perry Experience. You're new in here. Welcome. My name is Lisa, and I'm coloring while you're answering the question, what do I do? Rather than struggle with it, let it flow. Nice. And if you have answers on the replay, you can go to boxedge.org and type them in the comments, because I will post this to my blog later. Okay, so before I turn the camera, and as if anyone else has any other answers to the question, what do I do? I'm going to read you the quote of the day from the inspiration book that is linked on my blog. And today is the 6th. And it was funny because, hello, Fast Life. How are you doing today? I went to see if the quote of the day could inspire me to what I would talk about. And this is the quote from Hugh Downs. Life begins when you do. That's it. That's the quote of the day. Life begins when you do. So you could imagine me laughing and thinking, oh, of course. Well, okay, what am I going to talk about then? Yeah. Hi from Atlanta, Fast Life 007. What do you do? That's the question of the day. And if you want some inspiration, the quote of the day is, life begins when you do. So, let's turn the camera. I didn't really get this all set up, but let's see. I don't want to color anymore. I don't need my quotes. This is the book. It's on the blog. I have the link in there. Yeah, I'll watch it. Even though I would be a very bad girl to do that, but I'm probably going to do it anyways. You're a realtor and you're a real estate investor. So that's what you associate with. Being a realtor and real estate investor. Cool. I know, right? So that's why I was like, oh my gosh, I could talk about anything. I was kind of looking for a leading into something like yesterday or the day before. Hey Kelly, welcome back. Okay, so much that you could say about what do I do. And so oh man, dude from ATL, I forgot your name already. I'm really bad with names, by the way, so it's like nothing personal. I'm getting better. I think it was Anthony. You're also a musician. How cool. What kind of music do you play? You know, when I thought of that question, I put it out there because I get this question all the time. Probably because I'm out in the world during times where most people are at work nowadays. And though if you think about it, at birth, your life begins. Well, and really at birth, your life has already been being. So does it really begin? I see everything kind of like as a continuation of itself. Quote comment. It starts for you when you get there. When you're born, existence starts. Yeah, exactly. I really like that story about the, oh my gosh, I'm gonna butcher this, I'm sorry, but you can Google it if you really want to know the real story, about how, like, Maya plays the game with the other god, and the game, hip-hop, soul, and R&B, awesome. You gotta share some with us one day. You can tag me at box_edge. So, you know, they say, let's play a game, and the game will be, I'm gonna wipe off your memory, and then you have to try to, like, remember who you are, and that's why we're here. And until we remember who we are, then, we're still playing the game. Do you know what I'm talking about? Hopefully you do, because that was, like, really, really, very loose interpretation of that story, but I feel like that. So I feel like I didn't necessarily start when I was born, or I didn't necessarily start right now, but I'm still going, and my decisions started, you know, my life decisions will start whenever I begin. So I do agree with that. And yeah, namaste to you too. Okay, so what do I do? I literally had to sit here for like 5 or 10 minutes to like think about what my answer would be because, you know, you notice that I have this talk a lot, and so you probably realize that this is a struggle of mine. It's not that my answer is nothing. Hi, Ryan, the biker yogi. Wow, that's a lot of activity, biking and yoga. Cool. I would love to hear your answer to today's question of the day, which is, what do I do? But when people ask me, then it's hard when your spirit makes appearance, not your ego. I like that, yes. And I am always struggling with that. Those 5 hours today spent going through pictures to see what I could put on my blog. Yeah, after doing that, I realized, wait a minute, like, that's pretty much just feeding my ego. It's not necessarily going to help anyone. Why am I not spending my time usefully trying to help people like I want to do? It's just all that fear still in me. So each day I do meditation, it lets go of a little bit of that fear. So that's why I did this question, what do I do? Because you kind of know a little bit of what I do. I exist, yes, I definitely exist. I am not, like, tapped out of, you know, life, at least. I went to take your pictures. Hey, whenever I come to Washington, I would love for you to take pictures. Seriously, though, I am still waiting to hear back from my Canadian girl on the whole possible road trip. And I actually have some Canada pictures that I never put up, actually, that I was looking through today, and I was like, I want to share this with the world. So, yeah, it's a fine line between ego and, like, self, and I'm trying to find that nice balance, and that's, you'll see, is my blog's purpose. So what do? I teach. That is my, like, core, is I'm a teacher. Yes, I know! That's the problem, Arlen, is that there's so many things that I could do, and I know it, and I'm like, oh, I think I'm actually gonna do this. Oh, I could do this. I feel like I worry sometimes that sharing these, like, crazy moments in me would actually uninspire people, so I'm really glad to hear that, Kelly. By the way, like, do you see this vein coming out on my face today? This is weird. I've been having, like, a strange feeling today. When I sit down, like, my blood pressure is, like, going crazy in my head. I'm glad. I'm trying. Actually, I'm not trying, I'm just being, as Anthony, I think, put it. Hello, 337007. Welcome. What is your actual name, and what do you do? So yeah, if I look like I'm getting red, it's probably because I need to breathe, and for whatever reason, those who are creative tend to be successes on many levels. Well, that's where I get stuck, is that, because, Arlen, I know all the things that I could do, and I know that they are infinite, and my mind literally wants to go in like 12,000 directions at once, and in my mind I can do every single one of them, and then I get stuck on which one do I do first, and I am constantly there. I have been there for, like, my whole life, and that's probably why I, like, move around a lot and change jobs a lot, and then you've probably heard, like, 7 ideas already that I fully intend to do that have not happened yet, and it's just like, like, stay focused! Exactly, so I'm gonna meditate after this today because I have already explained how I wanted to do the split challenge, which I think is definitely, you know, good. That's gonna fit a lot of the things that I say that I do, because I think that I know so much about splits, particularly because of every single thing I have done in the past, that it would be a good one for me to focus on. But I get so ahead of myself. I'm like, but I want to teach yoga. Like, I think I could do it. I think I know enough about these moves. I don't know enough about the, like, mudras and mantras and the meditation, but you met an awesome yogi in Florida named Amy P. Her energy was amazing. Very cool. Fast Life 007, what part of Florida? Because I'm in Lakeland. sounds good. I might want to meet her. So yes, and then I'm like, oh, but I want to teach yoga. So that's why I was going through pictures today. I was like, well, let's make a page on my blog for every... Exactly. Oh, yeah. And the philosophy, I think, is kind of like what we're already doing right here. And I've done that since I was a child. And most people thought I was batshit crazy. But now I realize that I was just always awake. And it was hard. Let's put the advertisement on the floor. So yeah, so I just like want to do so many things, and I was like, oh, well, I'll make a page on my blog for every single yoga pose that I've done. And I have so many pictures. Dear God, I had like 1,000 pictures of me doing yoga because I've been doing these yoga challenges on Instagram for like 2 years now, and I went and downloaded all of them, and I was like, oh, that was not a good idea. That was definitely a time killer. I wasted like 5 hours today, and I am not happy with myself about doing that. Martial arts is the same way. Many meanings and definitions with no end. Yes! And it was the same way with pole. I believe it was West Palm. Oh, cool. You're heading back from Miami. How awesome. Oh, good. I'm glad that you like my Instagram. I really like taking pictures so much to the point that it just aggravates the crap out of some people that are around me because I'm like, okay, one more. I gotta get this one scene. Like, it's so beautiful over there. Hold on one second. And sometimes that's also a balancing act too, because I can see the beauty in things so much that I just want to like take it all in, and I'm realizing it can be greedy sometimes because I'm abusing other people's time that are around me when I just want to like share it with so many other people. But I have to remember to like, you know, maybe get that shot, but if there's like 15 more I could get, leave it alone, come back another time, and then be present in that moment. And I feel kind of bad because my best friend, you know, the boy, he really does not like when I ask to take pictures. And I have noticed that the more that I watch some of these videos that he's taken, I can just hear the agitation in his voice, and I realize, you know, I was being really selfish. And I feel bad that I did that, and I'm gonna stop. That's why I've been taking a lot of these by myself lately, because, you know, I can take all the time that I want of my own, but I'm not putting somebody else's time at jeopardy by doing that. Yeah, it's getting there. It's like, imagine like a ripple, but reversed. That might have been a horrible example, but yeah, we're gonna go with it. Okay, so like, I feel like when you have a ripple, then it could make bigger and bigger and bigger waves. Well, I feel like that we are out at the edge of the ripple where like it's like crazy ocean tidal waves in our life, and we're having to just like deal with so much back and forth. And that was how my life was whenever I was working full time and like trying to do so much crap. Yoga is big accomplishment. You should be taking pics. Good, I am. I love doing it. Oh man, my battery's kind of running low, but I think we'll be fine. You have to run. Okay, yeah. See you. Bye. And so then, you know, you try to like swim away from those crazy waves, and then you get to like the bigger waves, and you're trying to like not get seasick, and you are working your way to the calmness, and then you get closer and closer to maybe where that beginning of that ripple started. I think so. A riptide. I can't remember exactly what a riptide is, but I think so. And so I feel like that's what meditation is all about, is that we're kind of put on this planet right now, at least, with all of this chaos and these tidal waves and tsunamis and riptides. Oh yeah, riptide, I know what you're talking about. Just kidding. Yeah. And then we like try to focus our minds slowly and make that craziness calm down. But until we can bring ourselves to that center where the ripple began, where there was like no like flow, then I think that's whenever we can be completely balanced. And that's a good, because it's circular, you know, it's round, it's the very center. And my point is that we're not just going to get to this calm, like, center immediately. You can't just, like, jump out of the rip current wave and then jump into, like, the vortex where it's, like, all calm. You have to, like, swim and it will be waves, but they'll get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until you get to that center. Does that make any sense? Because, like, that's kind of how I feel like yeah, like, I feel like it's possible to maybe make some quantum leaps, but, then again, I feel like everyone has to go through the system. Good. I'm glad. And so, I feel like I'm out of the tidal waves because I was definitely there recently in my life, and I think I've swam out of that riptide. I'm strong enough to swim against that current now, but I'm not quite to, like, the calm and serene, like, just float in the middle of the Dead Sea type of area where the ripples started. Yes, teaching is my number one thing on my list, actually. 'Cause, you know, I technically do lots of stuff to eat. Like, right now I'm kind of just doing anything that I can find to make sure that I can pay off my debt and eat food and keep these lights on, which my mom is helping me a lot because this is a cottage in her backyard. But those are definitely not my things. I don't really want to do paperwork, and I don't really want to clean people's houses, and that's not, you know, anybody can do that. Like, I could find somebody that should be doing that, because that is what they're good at, but right now, I'm doing that. That's where focus comes in, a narrow focus. Exactly. And I'm trying to cut back on as much as possible so that I'm just at bare minimum, and that's pretty much where I am at right now. And luckily, like, I'm getting closer every month. I pay off more and more of my debt, so then I won't have to work for as much each month, and I'm trying not to increase it in turn, as much as it is tempting to go and spend money on things that I cannot do. But I have a big problem with money, and oh my gosh, I spent the last 2 days watching the movie, Zeitgeist? I don't know how to say it, and it makes a lot of sense to me, and it's totally kind of what's in my heart, is that I don't really want to work for money. I don't want to ask for cash. It's not really what the idea is. I really just want to, like, be, like, a yin and a yang, a yin and a yang for people, like, tech support for the family. Yeah, that's definitely another thing that I do, as you have seen. Okay, I will try to remember to come back on the replay, but if you have a link to it and want to tweet it to me, Arlen, that would really help. Because I have such a long list of reading books to do. I'm, like, so far behind of all the things I want to do, but it'll happen one day. It'll just be in time. But, you know, like, I want to teach because I know that's what, like, my aura is. Oh, good. I need to subscribe to Audible, but right now I'm using Hoopla for free with my library card because I'm on a budget, and it's working really great. But I keep those on my list for whenever I have that access. Yeah. It's on YouTube. It was, like, 2 hours long, and a lot of people might hate it, but I was like, this makes a lot of sense. This is how my mind works, and I don't know all the details of it, so that's why I haven't signed up and, like, been like, I'm all in, because they might have things that I don't agree with, but the movie made a lot of sense. Yeah, I love the library. I've gotten so many things. That's where I got all these books from, you know? So, teaching is what I do, and it's like, I can feel it ooze out of me no matter what. I didn't know what I was going to talk about today, but I know that I could just, like, pull it out of my brain and teach you something. GoFundMe thing and teach yoga, and actually that's on my list too, Kelly. So I want to do that. It sucks because the beach that I love going to do yoga has no service, and I'm so sad because I would absolutely my goal is to do a donation-based yoga class on the beach, and then have a GoFundMe thing where you could donate. But I probably won't even do the GoFundMe. I actually am looking for like one route to do all transactions so it doesn't get confusing. Yeah, and I want to do that, and so it's weird because, yeah, true. I kind of just like don't like the paperwork because it brings me stress, and then like I feel like in the end it ends up worse than what it would be worth for the funds, and that's where my point is going. It's like I'm kind of out of that money like mindset. I would love to like experience all these things, but I don't necessarily want everyone else to be suffering for me to do that. Does that make sense? Like, I think that if I put my mind to it, I could be a millionaire, but how many people am I going to put on the street because of that, like, exact mindset? And that's what kind of, like, stops me, and that's why I am looking for that balance. I just want to be able to live and experience things and do these 3 things that I have on my list of what I do without affecting others in a negative way. I would definitely help you if you do something like that. I'm beginner yogi. Well, good. So, Kelly, the first thing that I put out into the universe that I am going to do, and I am whipping myself into, like, forcing me to stay on track, is that I am going to do a monkey splits yoga challenge, because I know how to teach splits. I've taught it, like, my whole life, and it's not even necessarily just going to be the yoga way. It will be like what I've learned in gymnastics and cheerleading and dance and pole dance. So that is what's coming first. And I am getting that prepared. And then what I will do is with that challenge, I will create videos, because I've been like kind of doing yoga for like 2 years. Through those Instagram challenges only. And the IG that I have right now is very new, so my old Instagram challenges were actually on my old pole dance IG, so that's why I'm kind of like trying to convert some of the pictures to my blog that I had like really cool experiences with. Hello, toujours. Jore. Welcome. What do you do? So Kelly, that will be my first step, because that's kind of smaller, I realized, than my, self-help and like how to make you feel confident about yourself. The bigger one is what, exudes out of me and that I help people from. I'm like 2.5, 3 hours from Sarasota, I believe. Something like that. I go there sometimes. I haven't been in a while. I like the East Coast a little bit better. It's more quiet. And Sarasota doesn't have any parks. Like, everything's private owned, so that's one thing I don't like. Okay, so, wow. So this is what's going on in my brain. This is what's been happening all day, and it's kind of intense. It's kind of overwhelming, and you're right, Arlen. I need to center, and I need to find my flow, and I'm going to meditate more, because I know it will help me with that. And I gotta plug you in, because my phone is battery critically low. Why can I not say that word? So let's see. Hopefully I'll be able to keep you upright still. Okay, well, it might stay right there. We'll use the yoga block as a block just in case. Whoa! Alright. So I'll face you this way now. Did you see the cool mini fridge I got? I gotta replace these stickers. They're totally like dude stickers, but I have a mini fridge now. I'm so excited. Okay, so that was only number 1 on my list, guys. I want to hear number 2 and 3 and 4. Oh, you fell into the crack. No, I didn't want to take it off the charger. I just wanted to pull it out of the crack. You follow Margie Pargie on Oh, she's in aerial yoga. I have heard of a few different aerial yoga people in Sarasota. I've only done aerial yoga once at my old pole studio, actually. Okay, what else? What do I do? I do not like the side lighting, but I apologize. It's going to have to work. So I teach. What do I teach, though? So I already told you I'm going to teach you the monkey splits. That's going to be like the little tiny thing that I know how to do, but I realized that I got to be focused to be able to really get it out there. So that's going to be what I do. But I really can teach physical fitness and flexibility. Like, I am just really good at explaining where your body parts go and like how it feels and stuff like that. So I've always been really good at that, and that's what I do. Yeah, exactly. I've been doing the yoga yearbook. Just so you know, I was doing it every day, but since there's not enough moves in the month, I'm going to be doing them on Tuesdays and Thursdays on Scope. So as long as you're subscribed to my Periscope, then you'll see me teach those. So it's from this that I'm getting the list, but I will be explaining more from now on, because I realized that me just reading you the pages was not enough. I want to tell you what I feel and what I know about them, because now we're at the kind of easier things. Lotus was not my move, so I read it to you for that month. So yes, Kelly, I will be doing that. But as I feel more comfortable, and I think I should feel comfortable teaching yoga, I really do, but I just get so weird about whenever people ask me if I'm certified or not. I don't know why I let it bother me, because I never let it bother me in pole at the beginning, and I wasn't certified for a while, and I knew how to teach. And I did not learn that much after getting a certification, but I think it's like a respect thing. I feel like I want to stay open to the community, and I don't want to burn any bridges. So that's why I'm kind of going slow with that. But I can give you tips for sure. Oh no! Okay, bye, Arlen. I hate when that happens. My phone shuts off so many times from Periscope. It'll probably happen tonight. You probably will just get a random like bloop, and that's usually what my phone likes to do. Send me that link if you can, Arlen. Okay, I also teach self-acceptance. So the reason why most of my girls that I teach dance to, they're with me because I have taught them to accept themselves for who they are and really appreciate themselves. So that's what I do. I teach that, and I teach DIY, which is so funny because Jules and I were talking earlier about what does she do, and she says she makes stuff all the time. And so I love making stuff, and I don't know if you've ever went onto YouTube, but if you search Outside the Box on the Edge, then I have a how to make a DIY fruit and veggie flower arrangement. Would just be if a teacher has had any training, but that's sort of complicated. Yeah, I agree. And that's why I understand why they ask. I did not make these bracelets. So the bottom one, oh, there's like hair all over my hand. Not of certified. Exactly. Thank you, Jules. Thank you. Words to me really bother me because of the fact that it could mean a lot of things and it could mean nothing. And so many girls that I know in the dance world are certified and don't know jack shit. And I would not trust my life with them to be like telling me what to do with my body. But then there are people that are not certified at all, but know so much because they're just smart, you know, and that's why I get discouraged, because I just don't like dealing with that. But the bottom bracelet is from Will to Wow, so if you type in @Will2Wow, yeah, I know. And then the top one, I don't know where it's from because one of my girls that I teach dance to gave it to me, but it's like wood and it has 3 lava rocks, so I can put my essential oils on it and then I can smell it all day. But of course on my list of things I want to do, you can guess what one of them is to make bracelets. because I want to do 12,000 things. Hello, Dogan. Oh my gosh, I can't read that. It's too far away. Sorry. On my but on that YouTube, I also have how to make a owl diaper cake. So if you know any pregos, then you should totally watch that video because oh my gosh, it was so adorable. I like loved it. I made it for my cousin, and then I also made a whale diaper cake. It's on there too. But anyways, so that's another thing that I teach. When I talked to Beach Yoga Girl, I asked her like some advice about becoming a teacher, and she's like, well, do you feel like that is something like that's in your heart? And I was like, what do you mean? Oh, thank you. I'm so appreciative that your friend told you. Ah, yes! Dude, seriously, check it out, Jules. Like, the owl one, oh, it's so cute. I just want to make them, but I don't have babies, and I don't know anyone else that has babies. So I gotta live vicariously through everybody else, which I love babies. They're just so cute. What was I gonna say? Oh, so Beach Yoga Girl's like, yeah, well, what I mean, like, do you feel like you are a teacher? I was like, yeah. I was like, why are you asking me this question? And I don't think, oh yeah, she has no idea who you are. But it's funny because I guess I was very humble in my approach, and it seemed to her like she was surprised when I was like, yeah, I am definitely a teacher. She's like, well, that's me too, you know? She's like, I just teach everything. Like, I learned yoga, I just started teaching it. I learned fitness, I just started teaching it. I went to the 12-step program, I started teaching the 12-step program. So that's exactly how I am too. Like, as I'm learning all of this, I just want to teach you because I feel like I can reword stuff to where it makes sense more on a lot of things. And that's why I think I love teaching. Body image before, I want to say that yoga has been hard. It can be. Yeah. And that's like, you have to think. It's amazing you feel the need to share. It's just, I can't help it. It just comes out. Gosh, Periscope has like shown that too, because I can just like talk and talk and talk, and somehow y'all want to listen to it. I am thankful for any of your time, because I like feel like I could talk 1,000,000 miles an hour for like an hour and still only like hit the very top. Kelly, though, you have to think about this. So if you're a painter, if you were to say, I am a painter at heart, I love painting, you will go into starting the paint, and you'll go to buy some oil paints and a canvas maybe, and on the cover of the canvas, you're gonna see this like Picasso or this Renoir or this Da Vinci like on the cover, and you're gonna think, oh my gosh, I can't paint that. Crap. But you're not gonna give up painting right then, because it's like, oh wow, like they were really amazing, but they probably had to work up to it for a long time. I don't know their childhood history, but I'm pretty sure that they didn't just like, got it, okay, I'm gonna just paint the basilica now. And I think that a lot of times we're so absorbed into, like, everyone's so connected now that some of the Renoirs and like Da Vinci's of physical activities, yes, some of those people are so accessible to us that we forget how hard that they have had to work, how much they have learned over time, how they're just like an artist. You know, many of these yogis aren't gonna put up the crappy shots, because just like you won't see, and don't, because they probably didn't have the body at first either. But, you know, did Picasso quit painting? Okay, Picasso's a good one, because, you know, he doesn't know how to paint either, you know, it's kind of like craziness. Yes, exactly. So it's just about accepting yourself and knowing, this is who I am, this is what makes me feel good, and I know it's so hard, but don't care about what everyone else is going to think. That's where the body image comes into play. It's only about what is good for you. Now, if you have some reason for you yourself only to not like something on your body, yet again, don't give up, because that's just another motivator for you to work on yourself. I don't like that I don't stick to things. I don't like that I say I'm going to do something and then get so overwhelmed by everything else that I don't do it. Exactly. You're learning to be you. But just because I don't like that about myself, I don't say, well, okay, I give up. I'm not going to be myself because that was just way too hard. I'm just going to, go do something else. Instead, I notice that shows me I'm doing it right because it's a challenge and I'm learning so much. And the more and more and more I practice, I become more on task. And the more and more you practice yoga, you'll be better and better and better at it. It will take a long time, trust me. I'm only good at it, kind of, because I've been doing stuff since I was 3 years old. I was horrible at it when I was 2. I probably fell on my face a lot. I fell on my face a lot when I was 3. And I probably couldn't do a lot of these things when I started. But now, go back, all the way back then, I had the choice to either give up or keep going. Fortunately, I had my parents to tell me what to do. Do things that I'm terrible at. Yes! Okay, so here's a story about me. That's a new thing or something. All my life, one thing that I have done, which is part of what I will put into my unconditional acceptance course, is that I have been a perfectionist my whole life, and I've been very self-critical. However, it's word. I didn't even think about it until after I was reflecting back. The things that I was good at, I kept doing. Okay, I was good at gymnastics, so I kept doing it. I was good at cheerleading, so I kept doing it. But come to, elementary school, what was I not good at? Elementary school, I was not that strong-willed. Just kidding. Middle school, okay? I was not good with talking to people. I'm not going to give you a pity party, but I had a lot of problems with social groups growing up, and that's actually really surprising that I even like Periscope, because I just haven't had good luck, I guess, with people. And so in middle school, I had almost no friends because the girls are very mean. Read the book Mean Girls. That would have been all the people that were against me in middle school. And I didn't fit in, and I didn't feel confident in myself, and I always felt fat, which is so crazy looking back on it because I was so average. But when you go to a Catholic school, that's kind of fat is, average is fat. And I also hated to dance. Oh, it's 9 o'clock. I hope that didn't stop my scope. Okay, good. And so I hated to dance in front of people. I was really nervous. We didn't have dances at my school growing up. So, I was about to go into high school, and I knew that was going to be a thing soon. And it scared the living shit out of me. So what did I do? I had 2 options. I had the option of being I suck at dancing. I'm never going to do it. I'm just going to say, this is me. And I'm not that person because I'm not good at it. Or I can face that struggle and overcome it. And that is when probably I really started this journey of just being screw you, problems. I'm going to take you over and realize that you're not real. You did do that was the only thing I went to. So what did I do? I joined the dance team. I went to tryouts, and I was horrible because I had never done dance really, but I worked my butt off. And guess what? What did I do to learn the dance? I taught the girl that I hated the most in my class because I had a good memory. So I taught, and that's how I started learning dance. And I got on the dance team, and I was on the dance team in high school for 3 years. And you know what? I wanted to throw up almost every single time that we performed. However, most people said I was really good at it. So much to the point that, like, people come up to me and say, like, oh, well, I don't know why they don't put you in the front row. Yet again, we had social issues in Catholic high school also, so it was all about, you know, whoever has the money gets in the front. But I overcame it, and it still wasn't the same as dancing at, like, a school dance, I found out, unfortunately, but it did help a little. So then it just made me realize, okay, well, that helped me overcome my stage fright, but now I still have to, like, be able to talk to guys and, like, dance with them. I just wasn't asked. I was asked, like, one time, I think, in, like, the first year, and then I don't even know. I had some problems. I got one of those, like, oh, nobody else will go with me, and you're a really nice girl, can you please go with me to prom type of thing. So I had one of those friends that took me to prom. And then by my senior year, though, I got really past that issue, and I just danced my butt off. And okay, I'm not gonna lie, there may have been some alcohol influence that made that happen.
Battery is under a quarter full.
Yeah, so that's not even where it ends, though, Kelly. So that was just high school. I joined the dance team to push myself. Then what else did I do? I did something else. Oh, okay. I don't remember what I did in college. I probably did a couple other things very similar, but I just can't remember off the top of my head really quick. Yeah, oh, well, it's my jam box. It has, like, a sexy voice. When I turn it on, it goes, I'm on and ready to go. I just didn't like the guy voices on it, so I put it to that one. So after college, I had very traumatic experience in a relationship that I won't share on Periscope, but if eventually I get this self-acceptance thing up and going, I will share with you what happened, because it's kind of important to get it out there, and so you can understand, like, how powerful it is when you decide to take control. Oh, it's like a surfer dude. How cool. So I had a traumatic experience right before college, and I was really depressed. Had no self-esteem yet again. Like, it totally took it all away from me, and I was afraid to go out in public. It was, like, so crazy. I didn't really have any friends. I was working, but I was pretty miserable. And so, yet again, Kelly, I was there in that position, and I had the choice to either, like, live my life like that, continuing and feeling like so, like, or I could face those fears and be like, okay, it's on. And what did I do? I went and take a dang pole dance fitness class. Whew, that was, like, crazy, but it was the most transformational period of my life for 5 years. So that was 5 years ago that I did that. And you know what? Like, I have no problem now whatsoever with my self-image. I like, you know, like, if I'm getting fat, I think, like, it's okay to be like, oh, look, I'm probably not being as healthy as I could be, so maybe let's focus on that. But I don't look at it and be like, oh, how shameful of you, you have some rolls. No, I just think, oh, yeah, I probably shouldn't have eaten that 7th piece of chocolate last night. Oops. So, I don't have any problems with my body image anymore because I had to face them. I went after them, and I just, like stabbed them like psycho. Exactly. And I think many people start yoga for that reason. And I like that. I needed, thinking of something positive way, then in it, exactly, that's what it's all about. If you can start changing your sentences to a like positive or neutral way versus any negative way, then you will see a huge change. Or if you see that you are saying something negative, see how you can attack it and smash it. Because if you can smash it, then you will be free of that. Exactly. And the yoga will help your mental health too. So I did pole dance because I had a really bad like sexual self-image. I think it may have like overcompensated, and so it's funny because I admitted yesterday that I am trying to balance my sacral chakra, but I feel pretty balanced now. But it was to the point where it made me too like over like sexy, and just like I wanted to put myself out there so much because it was like feeding my ego. And then it went on the other end of the spectrum. And so then that's when I came to yoga, because I realized that I was like, I don't really need all this attention from people. Like, and it probably had somewhat to do with the boyfriend like telling me like, well, you just want to like put up videos of you dancing and stuff all day. And that really wasn't my intention, but I realized that was what was happening. So that's why I've kind of just retired. I mean, I teach private lessons, but I don't really care to go back into that way. I can try to do that, yeah. I'll try to think of a schedule to put that into. Maybe I'll like try to make the questions next week about those areas so that we can focus on them. Yeah, so that's another thing. It was like I had no self-confidence yet again. I felt very like dead inside, and like I didn't feel like anyone would ever want me. And instead of accepting that, you have a choice to accept it. You have a choice to say, I'm unfit, I'm overweight, I'm stupid, it's hard for me to even think of these things because I don't. So like, you know what I'm saying. Okay, you have a choice. You can accept it, or you can say, that's not really true. I'm not going to let that be true. I'm going to go ahead and show you that that is not true. And that's what I did. So I went after those problems of mine, and I really tore at them. A little bit of a perfectionist though way, because I became real good at what I did. But now I'm like, I'm past that hump now. See, like that's why I'm happy that my studio closed, because I don't need it anymore. Now I am ready for like here. I need my roots a little bit stronger. That's why I'm all over the place. But once my roots are stronger, then I can really focus on like the philosophy of everything. So yeah, so please think of that whenever you see Instagram or anybody. If you see me, it's because it's supposed to be like a come with me, like join me, like look what we can do, not a I can do this, I'm so amazing. It shouldn't be that. It should be inspiring. And I understand not everyone is doing it for that reason. Don't follow those people. If you are on somebody's list that is just like, oh my gosh, I was so awesome at this move and this is how you do it, but you probably will never know how to do it, so whatever, and go ahead and like send me more yoga clothes. And I don't know if there's a lot of people out there like that, but I don't follow them if they are. If I get that vibe from somebody, I unfollow. That's easy, right? And so that's why I try to write really like serious stuff on my posts, because I want you to know I'm posting this because I'm trying to keep up with myself. Like, okay, this is me, like my body is learning, I'm growing, it's getting stronger, it's getting more balanced, I'm becoming more comfortable in my skin, and now I'm going to express in the description like how it's helping me. And I hope not, but if Kelly's kind of feeling that way, I imagine there might be a little bit of that somewhere, especially on social media. You're probably going to find it the most on something that is about, putting yourself in front of everybody. But yeah, so if you're getting that vibe, just don't follow. And if you don't, and if you're like, if you can see it as, okay, this is, you know, the Picasso or the Renoir of yoga, I should just be like watching them and learning from them. Not saying I'm not that, but really saying, wow, if I really stay focused, then I could eventually be this. So I hope that helps, Kelly. But okay, wait. So what else am I? This has gotten really long, but you know, that's not really okay. If you want to jump over, I'm totally cool with that, Jules. I appreciate any time that I get from any of you. I have 2 more sections that are going to be really quick. So what do? I teach self-acceptance. I teach physical fitness. I teach flexibility, and I teach you how to DIY random everything. And the essential oils are coming on Fridays, by the way. But I also learn. So what do? I don't just teach, I learn. I learn yoga. I'm taking it all in. I'm learning to meditate. That's something I'm working on. I will share with you, but just know I'm in the learning mode still. I'm learning about my consciousness. Like, I have Magnify Your Purpose in it. My Young Living link is on my blog, by the way. And then I read books. Or most of the time I listen to the books because I'm a horrible reader. But I'm learning, so I'm taking it in so that it can like digest, and then I can regurgitate it out to you like little baby chicks and teach it to you. And then what do I do in between the time that I'm learning and I'm teaching? I'm living. So I live. I travel. I love visiting new places. I love going to parks every week, every Sunday. It's funny because there's a backstory to this, but I made a decision about 3 months ago that I was going to stay more focused, and instead of just going off like all the time and wasting a lot of my time and energy, I said every Sunday I'm going to go to someplace new. My list of new places are kind of running low, so I'm kind of starting to repeat. Yes, but I told myself that, and it was because I had to draw a line in the sand between me and somebody else that just likes to like squander time away, and I've stuck to it. I have gone maybe on like 1 or 2 other random trips, but I made sure they were purposeful. So I travel now, but I travel when I can live. I don't just like waste my time and like go somewhere and then not really have like a plan. Like if I go, I'm gonna go hard. I am gonna visit that place. I'm gonna learn about it. And it's been so much fun. And so today I was asked, well, where are you going on Sunday? So it's my thing. So I go places on Sunday. Last week I went to Beach Yoga Girls class. That was a really long trip. And then I love. So I try to, you know, love my friends. I try to love my family. Sometimes that can be difficult. I think I love my boyfriend's family easier. I'm trying to love the man, but it's complicated. And so I love, and I love me too. So that's a big thing that I do when I'm living. I'm trying to love this thing going on as well as others. So I try to share that love. And then as I'm living, I'm also laughing. So it's not really necessarily certain types of activities, but as long as I can have fun and laugh, then that's what I'm doing if I'm not learning or teaching. Yeah, good. And I don't want to waste my time anymore doing work that's not one of those 3 subjects. If I can't teach, if I can't learn, or if I can't live, then I'm trying not to do it. Right now, there's a couple things still in my life that are not fitting in that category. I am working on like rooting them out and getting rid of them. It takes time though. Yeah. Exactly. If you could have only told my 5-year-old self that. Seriously, I was like a 5-year-old perfectionist. Like, I feel like it's a sickness, and I feel like I'm healing up pretty nicely recently, but it's taken me a lot of time. So knowing that I teach, I learn, and I live, now if I ask you, what do I do? And you were to answer that question, what do I do? I'm interested to hear what you would say. I think that Jules already answered very much in that manner, but you know, if your first answer was, I'm a car salesman, like, is that really what you do? Or like, is that what you feel like you have to do? Because I used to sell cell phones and I quit because I realized that was not what I wanted to do. I could sell you a bunch of crap right now, but that's not really what I want to do. Instead, I want to teach you, and I want you to learn too. And I want you to be able to live and not like have to just struggle like all the time. So that was the end of my talk. I don't know if you have any other comments or questions, but I feel like we got somewhere. Good. I'm so happy that I could help. Eventually, see, right now these scopes, a lot of these are more like my learning process, so it will be interesting to see how much more effective they'll be once I know what I want to talk about to actually teach, because it's very close. This is pretty close to my teacher voice, but sometimes you'll hear me teach a move, or whenever I'm giving my analogies, you'll notice it's a lot more like powerful, because it's like coming out a lot more, rather than when I'm kind of talking about some of these things about myself. It's more like I'm talking inward. So if you're able to still pick up remnants from that, that's amazing. But eventually, once it's building up. So like it's filling me first so that I can just like flow out to you. But then it'll be even more like, woo! And so on that topic, like, make sure that if it is helping you, and if you like talking about any of this or hearing any of this, then be sure that you are subscribed on my blog, because that's where it's all going. You know, like, Periscope is fun, but I really will be putting more and more of my energy into my blog, just making sure that you get the really important nuggets on here. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet of you. So, go to boxedge.org, go to the subscribe button, tell me what you want to hear about, because I broke it up so that you don't get a bunch of junk. And I've only been sending out stuff that literally is about what we've been talking about. You should, Jules, like...
Recharge me.
My speaker is so funny. It's not hard, Jules. If you just go to wordpress.com, you can make a free one and get started. That's what I did first to kind of get an idea. And like, so if you go to outsidetheboxontheedge.wordpress.com, that was where all of this started. You'll see my fishing pictures, and you'll see my trips, and you'll see all this random stuff about me. But it was like, I was all over the place. So when I finally kind of had an idea of what I wanted to focus on and really, oh, cool. You visited that one or boxedge.org? Because they're two separate things. But I started getting more focused, and then I bought, my domain and made it more about like the teacher me, and not just like this is what I did this weekend, guys. Okay, yeah. So boxedge.org is where you're going to find information from me about yoga, inspiration, so these daily quotes and questions, essential oils, and books. So, and by the way, Jules, I ordered The Heart of Yoga. I think that was what it was called. I ordered it yesterday, so it should be here soon, and I'll post information about reading it. So, good. Yeah, and so I think you have so much to share, Jules. You really... If you feel like it is in your calling to like share and teach online, then you could totally make a blog. It's just a matter of like getting like organized. The Wheel of Life. Oh man. Okay, can you tweet me a link to that, Kelly? Yeah, we'll read it together, Jules. That's my plan. Because, I don't even know if I'm going to do the blab for the Daring Greatly. I'm addicted to Periscope. Like, it's ridiculous. I think it's because I'm so caring that I want to, like, give everyone my hearts and my love and attention, but then I'm, like, not doing the stuff that I want to do. So if I add another way of social media, like, I will just be dead. Like, I'll just be being and not doing. Gregory Reading said something like that today, and that really resonated with me. And lately I've just been being, and I've been like, and I don't want to just do that all day long. I want to be, like, sharing. Yeah, I have to go too, so that's okay. Let's do the thing. Do you know the mudra? I hope you do. So, let's take a deep breath in, thinking about all of this stuff about... Oh my god, Greg, that was so weird. Like, do you have, like, crazy ears or something? I literally just said your name, like, 30 seconds ago. And I had not talked about you the rest of the time. Oh my gosh, that was so weird. Isn't that crazy, Jules? Okay, Greg, I was just finishing up. However, I was mentioning about how I don't want to download any more social media because I'm addicted to, like, just being, like, and, like, tap, 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 and not doing, and so I want to be doing more, and I said, Greg said something about that today, and then, namaste, man, just joined. Okay, so, Greg, well, you'll learn the secret handshake, not secret handshake, but, you know, the mudra that I made up for all of my edgies, because, yeah, that was really crazy. It really freaked me out, actually. Okay, so you're going to take a deep breath in. You're going to do the normal namaste. And then you're going to cross your thumbs. And you're going to hug everyone else's heart. Like so. And I say, namaste, love you. I just can't raise it up high enough. So this is me hugging your heart. And I'm hugging your heart, Greg. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Bye. Good. You can watch the replay if you want to hear about me and random stories of my life. All right, bye, guys.